Shalom, I'm Rabbi Jonathan Ginsberg. This video is about the conservative movement of Judaism. I have other videos on the Reform and the Orthodox. First of all, my credentials. I grew up and was in the first graduating class of the Salma Schechter Day School in Chicago. I've attended conservative synagogues all of my life. I was involved with Camp Ramah for 7 summers. I was an officer in the United Synagogue Jewish Youth Group. And so I've been part of the conservative movement throughout my life. I was trained at the Jewish Theological Seminary. So what are the issues of the conservative movement? First of all, the word conservative has to do with not a political orientation, but a sense that one must conserve Jewish practice. It's a term over and against the Reform movement's idea that you have to reform Judaism. This is more, let's conserve traditional principles and amend Jewish law as it's necessary. The theory of the conservative movement is that it's normative Judaism, that classically and historically Judaism has always changed somewhat, that the Judaism of Rabbi Akiva of the 2nd century is different than Moses from 1700 years before that. And so Judaism continues to grow and change, but slowly. And it's the people who are most knowledgeable, the rabbis, who in effect determine what Jewish law should be for the day. There are plenty of sources in the Bible and in the Talmud which indicate that this should be. Believe that orthodoxy, as strong and vibrant and beautiful as it is ossified to some extent and has failed to grow and modify the way that organically Judaism should have. Of course, the problem is that most Jews who belong to conservative Judaism don't live their lives according to Jewish law. They want a sense of tradition, but in their own personal lives pick and choose what Jewish observances to accept. For example, conservative Judaism teaches the importance of kashrut, observance of the Sabbath, daily prayer, and most conservative Jews don't do all those things. At the same time, we have a strong sense of Jewish community and loyalty. The conservative Jews have been at the forefront of Jewish communal institutions and Jewish life. Conservative Judaism has lost a significant market share of the affiliated Jews. From the last time they took a survey of American Judaism until the current time, the Reform movement has greatly surpassed that of the conservative movement. Conservative Jews are the oldest ethnic demography of any Jewish denomination today, so those are issues of great concern. One new note of optimism is that there's a new chancellor of the Jewish Theological Seminary, Arnold Eisen, who was a professor at Stanford. Hopefully he'll inject some new blood and excitement into the movement. The movement is organized like some of the other denominations. It has several rabbinical schools, the Jewish Theological Seminary. There's a school in Los Angeles that ordains conservative rabbis, in Israel and in South America. It's got a layperson's organization called the United Synagogue Conservative Judaism. There's a rabbinical association for the rabbis called the Rabbinical Assembly, Cantors Association, Youth Directors Association. The camping movement is called Camp Ramah. The school system that's affiliated with it is called the Salma Schechter School System. There's a men's club and a national federation. There's a sisterhood and National Women's League. Lots and lots of organizations. There's a world movement of conservative Jews, although its strongest suit is definitely in the United States. There are issues of lack of funding for non-Orthodox Judaism in Israel, and despite that, there's about 150 conservative rabbis there, about 50 religious organizations like synagogues, and a lot of effort to grow the conservative movement there. So those are some of the main issues and main concerns, the strengths and challenges of the conservative movement, and hope that this is informative and helpful.